What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Duelist Advance Gaming. We are here with
Zach Dotson.
And what did you do today?
I topped the DUAD sneak peek with Fiendsmith Tistina.
Hell yeah, bro. And you support one card, but that's all it needed. All right, bro. Let's get into the deck.
All right, so to start out, starters, we got 3 Fallen. It's
Flip
just
'em.
terraforming for the... Yeah.
Mhm.
3 Fallen. It's terraforming for the field spell. Field spell dumps the new miasma, which... When it's dumped, it can revive itself if you have the field spell on board, and then search a Tistina monster. This new card, making the field spell a starter, complete game changer for the deck, took it from absolute garbage to actually playable. So, that's great. And then more starters. Sentinel, this is your Stratos of the deck. It's going to search you. The first extender and the best card in the deck, the Demigod. If you control a Tistina card, specialist, search the field spell. It's great. It's like LZ, so it is ashable, and you're also able to impulse it. And I lost to impulse a lot. And I didn't get ash as much, but impulse hurts. But this deck now has a lot of extenders to play through it, and it's mainly because of the field spell. It's great.
Nice.
In terms of more extenders, Chaotic Elements. This searches your Demigod, so it's just 6 copies of Demigod. You want to see this card every hand. And then another extender, we got Breath. Breath is full combo if you open just Breath on a hand trap, because you normally hand trap, then use Breath to book the hand trap and search out your Sentinel, which is full combo. That's all your starters and extenders. We also had to play quite a few bricks to make this work.
That works.
Yeah. Return to the Tistina copies the level of a Tistina you control and summons itself. So it's good for your Xyz plays because you just make rank 10s a lot. Hound of the Tistina. If your opponent has a set card, it lets your Tistinas attack directly. Stole a lot of games with this card through OTKs. It was great. And it's also a free body for link material. We were on 2 of the miasmas because I didn't want to open it and brick on it, because then I just don't get to play the game. Plus, having that dump on turn 3 is really powerful. After that, we got arguably a Garnet Crystal God. It's the main man, the one you summon off the field spell. It's just Karma Cannon, forces out so much interaction, and if their opponent tries to detonator it, which didn't happen today, but detonator the field spell, summon this. Detonator this, it's still the room of Karma Cannon is their board. It's great. And then last brick, play it to Tistina. It's Monster Reborn for the deck. It's good. Alright, next up, Tistina's not enough, so we played Fiendsmith. We got the Engravers, the Lacrima, Lurie, 2 tracks, Paradise, classic Fiendsmith package. I play 3 tracks if I could. I only own 2, but I made it work. I did not open them as much as I'd like to today, but it didn't matter because Blind Second Tistina still works. That's all the engine. Non-engine, we got Called by the Grave because Joel sucks, but it's too much to play cross out. But past that, 3 Joel, 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 2 Nibiru because I didn't want to brick on 3, and 3 Imperm. Fua was really nice, and so is Joel. Nib came up once against Blue Eyes, but they gave me 30 draws off Fua, so...
Nice, man. So what's the total?
47 card main.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go to the extra, and then we'll do side last.
All right. Extra deck. First up, we got the rank 10 Tistina. I did not make this at all, but it's supposed to pair with your Crystal God. After you book your opponent's board with Crystal God, this comes on the field, and it sends those face-down cards. So it pairs really well if you can pull it off. But next up, we got the most important card, Varujus. Rank 10, Omni Negate, and can destroy another card as it resolves. The best part, it came up against Maliss. I negated one of their cards, and they changed GWC to revive Whitebinder. And because of the second effect where I got to detach and pop a card, I got to pop the Whitebinder before the Whitebinder got to activate and he could extend. Really nice. The next important part of your end board is IP Masquerena. You're making this a lot because that Miasma lock, where it locks you into Tistinas from the hand or grave, it stops Fiendsmith extension and such. So being able to do that on your opponent's turn is great. Plus, if I detach the Miasma, with the Vargas, that triggers the Miasma to summon back, so that's an extra body for IP, which is great. And then we got SP as one of the IP targets, and the other IP target, Underworld Goddess. Light Fiend plus just another removal part against your opponent, which is great. Next up, most of the extra deck is just Fiendsmith. We got Moon. Moon is great because Tistina can get the extra bodies to make Moon. It's great. Requiem, Sequence, Agnum Day, the links. Of course, we got Necroquip and Caesar. Fallen Tistina, when it discards place the field spell, gets you the Necroquip draw. So if you open Fiendsmith plus Fallen, you get the draw and still full combo for both. And then Caesar, it's Caesar. And we also got Desiree to facilitate Paradise. And final card, Abao. Came out once. It was great. But at that point, I already full comboed and was winning. But it's still a great card to have. All right. Last two cards. We got Typhon. It did come up against Maliss because both of us bricked, but I was able to make Typhon beat over the SP and just sit on it for a while. It was great. And final card, Super Dreadnought, Railkin, and Gustav Max. It seems like a time card. It's not a time card. You actually burn for game a lot with this because Hound does not always get lethal, so you use the 2 10s to make this and just burn for the rest. And that happened a couple times today, so Gustav, really nice.
I think you're the only person who ever said that card's name in full. Nice.
Yeah, right. Give it the respect it deserves.
It's an absolutely great card, man, especially a great closer. All right, so what's for the side?
All right, side deck. This is obvious. We can skip this part. Maliss sucks. I'm on 2 DD Crow and 2 Ghost Bell. This is for Ghost Bell is good against Maliss and Mitsurugi, and DD Crow is really good against Mitsurugi. I did not get paired against Mitsurugi, but I also didn't open DD Crow at all for where it mattered. But it's still nice. Still nice to have. Hurts Blue Eyes, hurts Fiendsmith. Next up, 2 Thrust, Talent, Duster, D-Barrier. I did get to Thrust for... One time I did have Thrust for Duster. They had Drill Beam, but it didn't matter because I have the talents anyway. Got the talent, rip their hand, and go full combo. It was great. D-Barrier never came up. And then last 3 cards, Solemn Strike. Set out the Fuas for Strike. Strike is nice. I think I had it once today, and it didn't really do anything because it was against that Maliss player, and I didn't get a chance to activate it because I went combo. But still a really nice card to have. I prefer the Silver Judgment.
Nice,
right.
Man. Well, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, what changes are you thinking about making? Any changes you would make right now? I know you said you were going to think about going down to 45, right?
I want to go down to 45. I think I might put the field spell to 2 because we're already on 6 copies, plus Demigod searches it as well. So that's technically, with Demigod and Chaotic Elements, that's 12 copies of the field spell. A little bit much, plus you really just need to search it like once or twice during your full duel. So I think I might cut this down to 2 just to try and get down to 45. And I might do the same with Breath. As much as I like Breath, I did brick on multiples a couple times, which was hard to get through since I basically had dead cards in my hand. So I might cut this down to 2 just to try and open up more of the only 14 hand traps I have in this deck.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hell yeah, man. So real quick matchups. What was it? Was you said?
All right.
Just game. What you played against and wins and losses.
Yeah. Round 1 against Maliss at Ignister. I ended up going 2-0 after losing the die roll because my opponent had no idea what my cards did. And he also misplayed a little bit. But I didn't even have Fiendsmith cards for game 2, so it was great. Round 2 versus Maliss at Ignister again. Game 1 bricked, game 2 we both bricked, but I won out in the end. Game 3, he went full combo. I couldn't stop it at all. So that wasn't great. And I kind of bricked as well, so I couldn't break it at all. Round 3 versus Blue Eyes. Game 1 he bricked. Game 2 I opened the Fua and he gave me, I want to say 10 draws.
Jesus.
10 to 12 draws off because he just didn't care. He was like, fuck it, I'm going to play in. And that last draw was Nibiru, so I just sent his board. And after that, I just had to play through Strike and Drill Beam, which I did, and I OTK'd.
Yeah, I found...
Round 4 was the most interesting one against Fiendsmith Vanquish Soul. I didn't know what the new Vanquish Soul cards did, but game 1 he goes full Fiendsmith combo and he goes Vanquish Soul combo as well, because I have no hand traps, but I'm able to force out the Caesar, because Caesar on field spell, field spell, you want it to resolve without the second Caesar material, because if they negate the field spell's destruction effect with the Caesar, you just don't get to break their board. But I use Fiendsmith I use the Fiendsmith cards to force out one of the Caesars, and then I go field spell to dump in special. He Caesars it, and then when the field spell is destroyed, I just get the special Crystal God anyway. So I special Crystal God, and I book their board and OTK. And then game 2, I bricked. Game 3, I'm going first, and my opponent has no hand traps, and I go a 4-card combo to end on Varodris, IP, Caesar, and Desiree. So I basically end on the Ubel boards. That's what this deck is. It's Ubel, but worse. But
Hey, man, still got it. Still got you to Matt.
I still got it, yeah.
3 out of 4 is not bad against some of the best decks in the format. So, yeah, man. All right, cool. And you got any shout-outs before we get out of here?
Shout out Mordiel and Peeps. They're the ones who mainly facilitated this deck and made it good. And shout out Campos for getting me some of the QCRs, like QCR Crystal God. Michael Campos, he got it for me. He's the GOAT.
All right, cool, man. Yeah. Shout out to locals, to Dice Shop here, Primal Cards and Games. Shout out to the homie also top of your brother. Hell yeah. Brother, right? Something?
Yeah, brother.
Family. One of the family members. Hell yeah, bro. Both of them top. That's amazing. But yeah.
I look similar to his.
All right. Well, yeah. Congratulations. Thanks again. Subscribe to all that stuff. Trying to get 1,000 subs. Congratulations, and see you later. Bye.